It's the NFL on CBS live from Pittsburgh, the Steelers and the Browns. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish, where available using the SAP button on your television. The kickoff is next. Incredible day for football here at Heinz Field. 59 degrees, mostly sunny skies. The forecast looking good for the rest of the day. Cleveland won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. So Pittsburgh will receive it. Jacoby Jones, they're looking for some pop in the return game. Signed him prior to last week's game. He finally had some practice time with the Steelers. Travis Coons will kick it off. We're underway in Pittsburgh. Jones will take a knee. Steelers will have it at the 20-yard line to open things up for the third-year QB out of Oklahoma, Landry Jones, making his second start of the season.
Yeah, he told us he felt he tried to do too much in his first start against the Chiefs. He wants to play more freely today, as he did when he came off the bench against Arizona and Oakland. Those two, quote, save jobs has given him the confidence he can play at this level.
Ben Roethlisberger, a second offensive coordinator and possibly a quarterback, depending upon the situation that may pop up based on injury or the scoreboard. On first down, Jones throwing, and it's Roosevelt Nix. They are so high on Nix. First year from Kent State. Mike Tomlin says he doesn't even know what he's doing yet, and he's been impressive. Former defensive lineman in college. Starting offense for Pittsburgh, Cody Wallace working with Jones. Wallace stepping in and doing a solid job for the injured Marquise Pouncey. Out with that ankle injury. Backs and receivers, Martavis Bryant has been a touchdown maker. 5 touchdowns in his last 5 games, going back to last season. Now to 1st and 10 at the 30. It's a running play, and Williams runs into a wall. Cleveland Browns ready for it. Kruger leading the charge. It's a loss of 4 on the play. Defensively for Cleveland, Desmond Bryant has had a sack in each of his last 3 games for Cleveland. Linebackers, Carlos Dansby, the leading tackler on this team, and had 12 tackles in the loss to Cincinnati last Thursday night. In the secondary, Jordan Poyer is back. Poyer missed the last 2 games with a shoulder injury. Dante Whitner out, Joe Hayden out. Both are still in the concussion protocol. 2nd and 14 now for Pittsburgh. Give it to Williams again, makes a cut. Williams could not slip out of the tackle. Desmond Bryant there. It's a gain of only 1 for Pittsburgh.
Well, you know, the Browns defense against the rush this year has been as bad as it possibly could be. 32nd in the league, but they're off to a great start with 2 tackles for loss in the first 2 running plays that they've had to face.
So it brings up a 3rd and 13 for Pittsburgh. 11 straight wins at home over Cleveland. 3 receiver set, Brown, Wheaton, Hayward-Bay. Shotgun for Jones. Underneath, trying to get Antonio Brown out in space. Dragged down at the 35, short of a first down. It's an 8-yard pickup. K'Wan Williams over there defensively to make the play for Cleveland. And the Steelers will punt.
Yeah, really good start for Jim O'Neill's defense, playing off of Antonio Brown because of the distance the Steelers needed to convert that 3rd down. And they tackled him after the catch, which is so difficult to do with Antonio Brown.
Jordan Berry leads the NFL with 19 punts inside the 20. And it's not going to get inside the 20 on this one. Rolls around inside the 25 and settles in there. A 42-yard punt for the first-year punter from Eastern Kentucky. Johnny Manziel, he gets to run the show today for Cleveland. 3rd start of the season for Johnny Manziel, the 5th of his career. And a 1st and 10 at the 23 of Cleveland. Motion man is Andrew Hawkins, who's back in there after missing a couple of games. That ball bounces around, and it's intercepted. Right out of the gate, Pittsburgh comes up with it, and it's Arthur Moats. Calamity on the first play from scrimmage.
That's the dreaded deflected pass at the line of scrimmage. Moats coming on the blitz. Ball just came out of his hand. That basically is a fumble. I'm not sure he had control coming forward. Yeah, that's a fumble right there. Not an interception, but the result is the same, a turnover. the absolute worst start you could have if you're a Brown fan.
And the Steelers take over at the 12-yard line of Cleveland. The Browns cough it up. Johnny Manziel loses the handle. 13th fumble lost this season, the most in the NFL. Working out of the gun, Jones. Steps up. Jones fires. Catch is made, and then driven towards the sideline is Martavis Bryant. 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, before that pass, look at Manziel wiping his hands. Obviously, a little bit of nerves here, sweaty palms, cannot grab the ball. And look, it just comes out as he's bringing the ball back.
Johnny Manziel, third fumble he's lost personally. Second down for the Steelers. Trying to strike first. On a give. D'Angelo Williams gets hit from behind by Craig Robertson. Give him a gain of 1 on the play.
The Browns' defense against the run has been outstanding in the 3 running plays for the Steelers. D'Angelo Williams, a couple of carries for negative yardage.
So now 3rd and 4 with the ball spotted at the 6. D'Angelo Williams coming off a 170-yard rushing performance, 2 touchdowns, 20th career 100-yard game last week against Oakland. 3rd and 4 for Pittsburgh. Jones hooks a pass. Broken up.
Another good play by Craig Robertson that time, along with Carlos Dansby, as they were looking for Heath Miller. And now we've got an injury, and that is Landry Jones.
Landry Jones, he can't put any weight on that right foot. And here is the scenario we laid out. Ben Roethlisberger is the backup. Michael Vick.
Yeah, he sprained his left ankle basically as he was stepped on by Desmond Bryant. Forced him to roll the left ankle.
And this was Mike Tomlin's perspective on how to handle the roster, that they wanted to go with Jones, who got the reps, but Roethlisberger would be up. And now he's warming up. It's a 24-yard field goal attempt for Chris Boswell. And the Steelers are on the board, but bigger concerns right now for Pittsburgh than the scoreboard. Checking the left ankle of Landry Jones.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Garmin Fitness. Let's beat yesterday. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Wild start here in Pittsburgh. Steelers get the turnover as Johnny Manziel had the ball slip out of his hands. Pittsburgh can't score the touchdown, and Landry Jones suffers an ankle injury. They've taken that shoe off of the left foot of Jones. Duke Johnson is the return man for Cleveland off the kick from Boswell. Johnson stumbles across the 25-yard line. And Roosevelt Nix over there on special teams.
Let's go back to the injury to Landry Jones. Watch Bryant come in here, and actually he is pushing on Marcus Gilbert, and Gilbert steps back trying to anchor against the pass rush and steps on the left ankle, causing it to roll and causing Landry Jones a trip to the locker room.
And it was just last week that Ben Roethlisberger was on that same cart with a left mid-foot sprain. Manziel on a give, Crowell, not much there. A gain of 1. Let's check in with the third member of our crew, Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, guys, as you can see, it was that left foot for Landry Jones, but as this spins forward to Ben Roethlisberger, we were told he is healthy enough to play. I spoke to him briefly this morning. I asked him, how do you feel? He says, I feel good. He's got a custom shoe on that left foot to provide support for that arch. I watched him throughout warm-ups. He didn't show any ill signs, but very limited work here in practice. We'll have to keep an eye on it. As soon as I have something on Jones, I'll let you know.
And keep in mind, Roethlisberger missed 4 games with a sprained left knee. Manziel popped up in the air, almost intercepted. Allen came away with it, but he was on the whites of the sideline. Crowell, the intended receiver.
Well, Manziel waited way too long to deliver this ball, and when he does, he fires a high, hard one. And lucky that Allen cannot control this ball as he goes to the ground out of bounds. Thrown behind the receiver there, Crowell, on the sidelines. Way late.
3rd and 9 now for Cleveland. Nickel package for Pittsburgh with Ross Cockrell, who has been opportunistic. 2 interceptions, including 1 last week. 3rd and long. Manziel to throw. Protection holds up. Manziel looking downfield. He's got Benjamin. Travis Benjamin down the sideline. And caught from behind. Penalty flag thrown at the 36, back in Cleveland territory. 61 yards, the chase down by Mike Mitchell.
This is going to stand. It's going to be holding in the secondary against the Steelers.
Holding. Defense number 22. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Second-year referee Ronald Torbert providing the call.
Now, this is what Mandel does as well as anybody, is buying extra time and then finding his receiver way down the field. There's the hold on Brian Hartline away from the play as Manziel escapes to the left side.
It is the longest play of the season for Cleveland on offense. First down, just short of the 10. Manziel to Crowell. And he's down for a loss on the play. Lawrence Timmons was ready for him.
Let's go back to that outstanding play Manziel makes as he escapes the pocket. He can see the lane he sees and then steps up. Does not like the receivers on the far side of the field, but now throwing on the run, delivers a strike to Benjamin and puts the Browns in scoring position.
Well, we know the chemistry between McCown and Barnage has been fantastic. Not as good between Manziel and Barnage. See if they try to get their tight end involved here on a 2nd and goal. Shotgun, pump, Manziel looking. Manziel knocked away, tried to squeeze it in there to Brian Hartline. And it's 3rd and goal for Cleveland.
A dangerous pass over the middle on the dead run out to the right side. But if you're going to throw it there, throw it hard and hope that somebody on your side catches it, or it's thrown so hard it goes out of the back of the end zone. But Manziel getting pass protection these last 2 throws has got the Browns threatening.
Duke Johnson Jr. could be an option as well here on a 3rd and goal for Cleveland. Browns trying to take the lead. From the gun. Manziel fires. Caught. Benjamin can't zigzag his way in, and he's brought down at the 5. 6-yard pickup. Lawrence Timmons over there defensively, and the field goal unit will come on for Cleveland.
Really a fine open field tackle by Timmons as Benjamin so shifty and quick. Ball was almost tipped there by Cameron Hayward, but look at this tackle. Watch how close Hayward gets to that ball, inches over his fingertips.
It's a 23-yard attempt for Coons, first kicker in franchise history to make the first 15 field goal attempts of his career. Chip shot, and he nails it. We're tied at 3 with 8:06 left to play in this opening quarter. Ben Roethlisberger has the helmet on, and he will run the Steeler offense when we come back. Your weekend starts Thursday night with an AFC South matchup. The Titans and the Jaguars. Thursday night football only on NFL Network. Short field goal for Coons. Cleveland and Pittsburgh knotted up at 3 apiece. Ben Roethlisberger, this will be just the 2nd time that he has played in a game where he served as a backup. The first time was his first game in the NFL, September 19th, 2004. Kickoff from Coons. Deep man Jones mishandles it, but was not going to take it out either way, and the Steelers have it at the 20-yard line.
And from the moment that Landry Jones went down, after warming up, Ben Roethlisberger spent all his time with offensive coordinator Todd Haley on the sidelines. Obviously, his experience is a huge benefit for the Steelers. He played against the Browns a number of times. I don't think he'll have any problem, but I don't expect him to be anywhere but in the shotgun today because of that foot.
And do you expect up-tempo to try to avoid any potential rush?
I think that would be an excellent idea, and Ben likes the up-tempo, no-huddle offense.
Ben Roethlisberger, 1 week after going down with that mid-left foot sprain, is in there. And they'll go deep over the head of Antonio Brown, incomplete. One-on-one with Pierre Desir, who is stepping in for the injured Joe Hayden.
I love that play selection, though. The easiest ball to throw is just the fly pattern. You just get back, throw it as far as you can, hope your guy is there, but it's low risk as far as injuries concerned, and easy to get rid of it and get yourself feeling good about throwing the ball.
So Todd Haley dialing up the deep ball on first down. Flags come down.
It looked like Villanueva. False start at the left tackle.
False start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Alejandro Villanueva, this is all new to him, playing offensive line and starting in the NFL at left tackle and protecting a future Hall of Famer, Ben Roethlisberger.
6'9", 330 pounds. And when he flinches, it's noticeable.
2nd and 15. Pistol here for Pittsburgh.
56, Lenny.
Shifting out of it is Williams. Roethlisberger. It bounces off the defender's back. Poyard. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 15.
Well, this is why we're in this situation right now with Roethlisberger. The injury to his left foot here as he sprains the midfoot after being fallen on by Aldon Smith of the Raiders. Remarkable recovery to be able to practice this week and to be able to play today.
In that game, he passed Joe Montana for 14th on the all-time passing yards list in NFL history. 3rd and 15 now for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger underneath. Antonio Brown looking for a lane. Brown somehow gets to the outside and picks up the first down. What can't he do?
Yeah, he can get a lot of help from his fellow receivers and running backs on this play. On the crossing route, he's going to be about 10 yards short of the first down, maybe even more. But look at the block by Heath Miller, then outside by D'Angelo Williams. It's the Williams block that gives him the alley to the out of bounds. 16 yards, first down.
By the way, we asked Mike Tomlin, who's your emergency quarterback? He told us it's Heath Miller. Mike Vick is inactive today. Low snap handled by Roethlisberger. Swing it out to Miller. Miller's primary job, of course, is catching balls as a tight end.
Well, the other thing is, why didn't you activate Mike Vick with your star quarterback with a bad foot, and always a possibility that your starter, as we saw, Jones getting hurt.
56, right.
Just keep your fingers crossed if you're a Steeler fan for Ben.
Landry Jones, left ankle injury, his return listed as questionable. He was carted off. Ben Roethlisberger was carted off a week ago in that 38-35 win over Oakland. Jones came in to replace Ben and help lead the Steelers to victory. Roethlisberger tees it up. Another deep ball separation. It's Bryant. He's tripped up. Oh, it looked like Bryant might go all the way. Pierre Desir saves the touchdown.
Well, again, it's a bomb from Roethlisberger. This time, as the strength of Bryant pulls away from Desir, but Desir with a good tackle there to prevent the touchdown. Another perfect strike from Roethlisberger for 45.
Bryant has 9 touchdowns in 14 career NFL games. Pittsburgh is inside the Cleveland 25. Out of the pistol, Williams makes a cut. Off the stutter step and tripped over Wallace. Nate Orchard combining with Craig Robertson to bring him down. It's a gain of only 1. So 2nd and 9 now for the Steelers. We are under 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Do you think the game plan is very different? Did they put in a different game plan for Landry Jones compared to Ben Roethlisberger?
No, I don't think so. They're similar type of drop back quarterbacks. And why would you change too much?
5 receiver set. Pump and throw. It's on time to Wheaton, who has not caught a whole lot of balls this season. 7-yard grab for Wheaton.
And I'm surprised. It's a 3-man pass rush, so there's no rush at all on Roethlisberger. He's having all the time in the world. That was a fine catch by Wheaton, but the Browns electing to play coverage with 8 in the secondary.
Now it's a 3rd and 2 as Jim O'Neill's defense trying to defend Roethlisberger. They prepared for Landry Jones.
And he goes under center for the first time.
On 3rd down, ball is tipped. Orchard put the pressure on Roethlisberger. And it's 4th down for Pittsburgh.
Oh, the Browns come up with a huge play here on 3rd down. Watch number 44 here as he's unblocked basically by Marcus Gilbert. Gilbert looking inside in an athletic move with the left hand by Orchard.
The long reach from the Ted Hendricks Award winner, rookie out of Utah. Boswell made a 24-yarder. This is a 33-yarder for the first-year kicker out of Rice. Jordan Berry will hold it. Greg Warren is the snapper. Looks like Berry just moved back a yard, so it might go down officially as a 34-yarder. Call it what you want, but call it good. Pittsburgh takes a 6-3 lead on Cleveland. 4:45 remaining. First quarter from Heinz Field.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly.
Ah, yes, the 40th anniversary of the terrible towel made by Little Earth Productions in Pittsburgh. The father, the one and only Myron Coe, Steelers radio for 35 years. Kickoff. Duke Johnson, the return man. And Johnson wrapped up as he hit the 20-yard line. 2 flags thrown back at the 11 and at the 14. Vince Williams on special teams makes the play for Pittsburgh.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 24 of the return team. Half the distance from the spot of the foul. Cleveland's ball, 1st down.
Tonight, Scott Pelley reports from Paris on the terrorist attacks, plus how the NFL is changing the game to better protect the players on 60 Minutes tonight. So the Browns are backed up deep in their own territory at the 7-yard line. We have 4:40 to go in this opening quarter. Pittsburgh leads at 6-3. Browns have lost 4 in a row. They've dropped 12 of their last 14 games. Trying to get the quick hitter. Benjamin is tripped up down low. Picks up 4 yards along the perimeter. Time for an NFL Today update. JB, Coach Cowher in New York.
Eagles cranking up.
Yeah, they're rolling, JB. Ryan Matthews, 1-yard out to go up 16-3, and also had a safety. And right now, Bradford, 5 for 5, 95 yards. And also, gentlemen, the 10-year anniversary of the 2005 championship team there in Pittsburgh.
Back to the peripatetic. I am Eagle.
Thank you, JB. I will get my thesaurus out.
Did he call you pathetic?
Yeah, I want to make sure that wasn't a low blow. Yeah. Duke Johnson sniffed out. Excellent receiver.
Oh, and a late flag thrown by the back judge.
It was thrown at the 24-yard line. That play ended at the 12.
It's going to be a 1st down for Cleveland.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Landry Jones is back on the field for Pittsburgh. Told you about that left ankle injury suffered on the 2nd series of the day for the Steelers.
And you just wonder now the dilemma maybe for Mike Tomlin. Do you stay with Roethlisberger, or if Jones is okay, do you go back to him because he got all the reps in practice this week?
Could you possibly see Ben Roethlisberger being replaced by Jones once he's been in there? There's Johnson to the outside.
No, and if it's up to Big Ben, he's going to say, hey, don't take me out. And if I was Mike Tomlin, I'd agree with that.
That's a 9-yard pickup for the rookie out of Miami, Duke Johnson Jr. Mike Pettin saying, hey, we have to get him more involved, no doubt about it. He is a weapon for this Cleveland offense. And he's been impressive, certainly catching the football among the league leaders in receptions for running backs. Johnson comes in 6th among running backs in the NFL. 2nd and 1 now. And it's Johnson up the middle. You think about what this guy did at the collegiate level. All the great running backs that came out of Miami. Dan, he is #1 all-time most career rushing yards over Otis Anderson, Edgerrin James Jackson, who played for the Browns, and Clinton Portis in the top 5.
Well, you think about a trivia question. I want this one. All those great names, all pros.
And an all-purpose back.
And you know what? They said that in pass protection for a smaller back at 5'9", 210, he packs a punch and knows who to block.
Line of scrimmage is the 41. Cleveland is on the move, but a trick play to Benjamin on the end around, and it goes in the wrong direction. It's a loss on the play for Cleveland of 7 yards. Sean Spence among those there for the Steelers.
Yeah, good play here on the outside by the rookie Bud Dupree. This is called setting the edge and keeping your responsibility. See, he sees the reverse coming because he sees the block out front by the offensive lineman. There actually was Malcolm Johnson, the fullback, and loss on the play.
John D. Filippo calling the plays for the Browns, offensive coordinator, the 6th offensive coordinator the Browns have had in the last 6 years. 2nd and 17. That's a fastball to Johnson, who handles it. They're trying to rip the ball away from him. He picks up 3 yards with Allen and Spence there defensively for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Johnson is really the key today, along with Isaiah Crowell. Browns have got to get something going on the ground to set up the play action where Manziel is so effective, either rolling out or bootlegging away. But so far it's been a struggle for the Browns running the ball this year. 31st coming into today's game at just 82 yards per game.
3rd and 14 now for Cleveland. Crowell single setback. Manziel steps up, fires. It's complete. Bryant Hartline into Pittsburgh territory. It's a first down for Cleveland. 17-yard pass play for the Browns.
Now, there's no question about the arm strength of Manziel. That time, great patience in the pocket to allow that deep route to Hartline to develop.
Moving quickly here. Bootleg Manziel. On the move, too high. Hartline, the intended receiver. Johnny Manziel watched that Oakland film from last week, the Pittsburgh Raider game, and he said the Steelers will get a little exotic. They try to get you with pressure, but that opens up areas that we believe we can take advantage of.
Well, especially with Barnage, the big body with the huge catching radius. But so far today, Barnage with no catches.
This is the 9th play of the drive. We are under a minute to go in the first. Steelers lead the Browns 6-3. Manziel, high throw. Hawkins is there, but it allows the Steelers time to get to the spot.
No question. The high throw, and it also was behind the receiver, and so he couldn't catch the ball cleanly and be heading upfield. He had to really regain his balance, and by that time in the NFL, you're going to be surrounded by tacklers. Difficult catch by Hawkins. By the time he brings it down, Steelers are waiting for him.
Hawkins has missed the previous 2 games with a concussion. And this is a 3rd and 11. Manziel drifting. Dump off. Johnson stumbling ahead, but not enough for a first down. Lawrence Timmons got the stiff arm. And Johnson gains 5 on the catch and run. 8 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
That's a second big tackle in this first quarter for Lawrence Timmons. As if Johnson gets by Timmons, he's got a lot of room down the sidelines, plus the first down.
So Andy Lee is on, averaging 48.5 yards per kick. And he's not going to get a chance to kick it as we head to the second quarter. Steelers 6, Browns 3. We'll come back to Pittsburgh after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50. Start of the second quarter here in Pittsburgh. Steelers leading at 6-3 over the Browns. 4th and 6 in Pittsburgh territory. You wonder if they will ever think about a fake here off that long break at the end of the first quarter. Apparently they would not. Andy Lee, the high punt. Jones, fair catch, muffs it, and then gets his body on top of it. 33-yard punt.
Well, he had trouble with a kickoff the last time it was a kickoff, and now the wrestling match at the bottom of the pile. We'll see if Jones was able to hang on.
Pittsburgh will retain it. Again, problems, though, on special teams for Pittsburgh in the return game. Landry Jones is back on the sideline, but it's Ben Roethlisberger who is going to be in the game for the Steelers. Never miss a moment of football action with the CBS Sports app. Every play and score, every game, and every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now at cbssports.com/mobile. On a 1st and 10 from the 10. Ben Roethlisberger in. Steps up, throws. Open man is Antonio Brown. Brown is thrown down shy of the 20-yard line by K'Wan Williams as we check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, and Landry Jones returned to the sideline with an extremely heavy tape job on that left ankle. He looked in some discomfort. He tried to take a few dropbacks. Obviously, Ben's back in there. His official status is still questionable. Have to keep an eye on it, but he did not look comfortable on left foot.
Evan, that might be the heaviest tape job that I've seen in 18 years doing the NFL.
Some, duct tape and masking tape.
They're using a mixture of tapes. Antonio Brown, the catch, and he's out of bounds. First down for Pittsburgh. The numbers that Brown has put up with Roethlisberger in there compared to other QBs, it's astounding, the difference.
Yeah, he leads the NFL in receptions, but obviously with Roethlisberger looking for him as his first read almost every play, the production has been outstanding.
So Pittsburgh with a first down just shy of the 30-yard line. We're just underway in the second quarter. 6-3 Steelers trying to establish the run here with Williams. Falls forward. Williams will pick up some extra yards, 5, but 2 flags on the play.
Yeah, bring it back. Holding against the Steelers.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And it's Cody Wallace, the center for Pittsburgh, called on the hold.
The Browns have done a great job of bottling up D'Angelo Williams. He has 4 carries for a negative -1 yard. And that time, the penetration by Jamie Meter caused Wallace to grab him and hold him.
Steelers came in the 4th least penalized team in the NFL, averaging just under 6 penalties per game. Minnesota, Kansas City, the least penalized. Running play. Williams cannot break free. It's Paul Kruger firing into the backfield. JB and Coach Cowher standing by in New York. NFL Today update.
Cam is perfect.
Yeah, 10 of 10 on the day, 115 yards and 1 touchdown. This one right here, 1 yard to Ed Dixon as they lead 14-7 in Tennessee.
Panthers trying to stay perfect. Ian Eagles, Dan Fouts, and Evan Washburn.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Flag is down. Is it a free play for Pittsburgh? Roethlisberger thinks so. Nobody's down there. Closest player was Tashawn Gibson, the safety from Cleveland.
We have 2 fouls on the play. They may both be against Cleveland. One looks like it might have been an illegal chuck or holding on the outside as well.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 99. jumped into the neutral zone, caused a false start. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And it's Paul Kruger called on the penalty for Cleveland.
Well, he made the play on the previous play, stopping Williams in the backfield, that time clearly in the neutral zone. Working against the rookie Alejandro Villanueva.
Second down and 17.
Villanueva, part of the improvement so rapidly has been the work with Mike Munchak, offensive line coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and one of the best to ever do it. Second and 17, Roethlisberger lines up a deep ball, rainbow, oh, it's caught! Martavis Bryant loses the football! Bryant with a brilliant catch, and the Browns get it with K'Wan Williams.
Well, he made a fingertip catch as he's working on the outside here against Charles Gaines. Look at that catch, the back half of the ball. And then Gaines comes back and strips him. The question, though, was Bryant maybe out of bounds after the catch? Strong fingers right there, appears to stay in bounds. But a great play by Gaines coming back.
All turnovers are reviewed, so they will take a look at this in the booth. Charles Gaines making his NFL debut. The rookie out of Louisville was on short-term IR with a hamstring injury. Martavis Bryant nearly scored earlier on a deep ball from Roethlisberger.
The ruling on the field of a catch and fumble recovered by Cleveland will be reviewed. Timeout.
Boy, it looks like he was in bounds. A little bit of green between that white shoe and that white boundary.
They'll take a look. Right now, the Browns have the football.
Well, clearly, there's just enough room here, but look at the official right on the spot, staring this one down and getting it right. And the hustle by Gaines after getting beat by Bryant.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner's right foot did not step out of bounds before he lost the ball. It's Cleveland ball, first down.
It's the one time as a receiver that you want to be out of bounds.
Or not make that great catch. You know, it was a spectacular catch. Great job of keeping his balance to stay in bounds, but he did not secure the ball, and Gaines gets a lot of credit for stripping it.
We asked Pettine about Gaines. He said he's confident. He lost some weight. Their strength team did a tremendous job with him, making his NFL debut. He got beat on the play, but then made the play. Crowell could not curl to the outside. Steve McClendon is a large man who's got great feet.
Well, look at the great hands here as he just a fingertip catch. The balance to stay in bounds, but then looking to make a move on Poyer. Gaines comes by and pulls it out. Had the ball on the inside arm. He's got to take it to the outside arm. If it's stripped there, it might go out of bounds.
Second and 14 now for Cleveland. 11:40 to go in the first half. Steelers lead at 6-3. Fake it. Mantel fires to the outside. Barnidge has got it. Gets a little bump from Shazier, and he's got a first down for the Browns. 17 yards. Mantel to Barnidge.
Yeah, after the play-action fake, you can see him eyeing Barnidge the whole way, and this is a good pass to a wide-open receiver. Barnidge gets his eyes down the field immediately before he gets bumped out of bounds by Shazier.
Steelers limited the turnovers in the first 6 weeks. That has not been the case in recent weeks. And a first down for Cleveland out across the 25. Manziel faked the handoff. Manziel throwing wide open. It's Barnidge. Back-to-back Barnidge. 45-yard line for 18 yards. Hit by Mike Mitchell on the play.
And back-to-back play-action passes. They're moving the pocket a little bit for Manziel. After the fake to Crowell, he can get back deep and zips that ball into a open void in the secondary. Manziel now 10 of 13. Putting up some yards, too, 131 yards.
Mike Mitchell came off the field. That right shoulder, he laid into Barnidge on the tackle. So Robert Golden steps in. Golden had been starting for the injured Will Allen. First down. Manziel gets rid of it and hooks up with Andrew Hawkins. Small receivers on this Cleveland offense. Hawkins goes 5'7". Taylor Gabriel goes 5'8". Benjamin is 5'10". Brian Hartline's a giant. He's 6'2" amongst that group.
The offensive line doing a great job of protecting Manziel. Browns had given up 30 sacks on the season, second most in the NFL to Seattle of all teams, with a mobile quarterback of similar stature in Russell Wilson.
Mike Mitchell returns for Pittsburgh, so he missed just the one play. Manziel, 139 yards of offense, fumbled the football on the first play from scrimmage for Cleveland. Handed off, Duke Johnson, spin move with a flag down. William Gay over there defensively.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
And it's Cameron Irving, the number 19 pick in the draft out of Florida State.
Well, here he is, and he's working against Cameron Hayward. And Hayward going to go to the, he reads the pitch out here, and watch Irving grab his right arm. Johnson takes a big hit that time from William Gay. But the rookie, number 1 pick, tough assignment today working against Hayward.
Mike Benton said it's tough to crack this starting lineup, but Irving's really excited to play. Batonio is out with an injured ankle he suffered against Cincinnati. Play fake, 2nd and 12. Manziel in trouble. Oh! Manziel gets tossed down by the face mask. Arthur Moats. Penalty on the play.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense, number 55. 15-yard penalty from the previous
Manziel
spot.
apparently has something in his eye right now. Going to the sidelines, but watch Moats with the right hand here. And he gets all the face mask. Manziel looked like an owl there for a minute with his head almost going all the way around.
Dan, he may have lost his contact lens.
Is that what it is?
And Cleveland may have to make a switch here with Austin Davis.
Will you ever find a contact lens on a grass field?
I think you have no shot. That might need a replacement lens. 9:27 to go in this second quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Watch live primetime games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon. Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL. And by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the NFL.
It was like a scene from The Exorcist. Johnny Manziel is in there. And he hooks up with Barnidge. That was an injury timeout, so you might ask, well, why didn't Manziel have to sit out of play? Because there was a penalty called against Pittsburgh. Manziel allowed to stay in. Another look.
That's the definition of a face mask penalty. Luckily for Manziel, he had a spare set of contact lenses.
And a 2nd and 3 now for Cleveland. They are in Pittsburgh territory at the 35. Running play. They were ready for it. Duke Johnson Jr. is mauled. Will Allen leading the charge. Loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, a good blitz that time by Will Allen, coming off the corner from the outside here, totally unblocked. Lining up inside him is Dupree. He goes to the inside, and you can see that Hawkins can't get back into the formation to pick up the blitzing Will Allen.
Total rushing yards for Cleveland, -1. Total rushing yards for Pittsburgh, -3. 3rd and 7 for the Browns. Motion man Hawkins. Manziel from the gun. Punt. Manziel is sacked. Back of the 49, Lawrence Timmons. Jarvis Jones in there as well. It's a loss of 10 on the play.
Well, they'll probably split this sack up, but of the pressure here, it's a 5-man blitz here, and Timmons coming late to make it 6. And that late blitz by Timmons finds a quarterback. Big play on 3rd down, but nobody blitzes more on 3rd down than Keith Butler's Steelers.
Butler in his first year as the defensive coordinator, 13 years a coach with the Steelers, formerly a coach with the Cleveland Browns. Andy Lee punting it. Fair catch called for. Jones secures it after the 41-yard punt. Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers with a 6-3 lead. Tomorrow on CBS, Team Scorpion is being blackmailed. Catch a brilliant new episode tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. Steelers once again deep in their own territory. D'Angelo Williams sets up to the side of Roethlisberger. 7:16 to play, first half. From the gun, Roethlisberger underneath to Antonio Brown. Now the Browns were not going to let Brown break free. 3-yard pickup. Charles Gaines seeing extended action for Cleveland.
17 catches last week. He's got 5 so far here.
Now this has been Roethlisberger less than 100%. 7 of 10, 150 yards before that last pass. On 2nd and 7, Roethlisberger moving. That throws a dart to Brown for a first down. First read, maybe the only read, Dan.
Well, especially once he breaks the pocket. The tacit understanding that they have when the play is running, Brown always finding a way to get to an open spot, and Roethlisberger always looking for him.
Brown already with 75 catches on the season. Came in second in receptions and yards to Julio Jones. Roethlisberger, it's on time. Now the fans want to chant Heath, but they got to get to know Jesse James a little bit. The South Allegheny High School product had a touchdown in his NFL debut last week and picks up 2 yards. He's in for the injured Matt Spaeth once again.
Yeah, they see a tight end catch a ball and they automatically think it's Miller, but James, who had the big catch for the touchdown last week and a maybe even bigger block on Bryant's touchdown, gets his first catch today.
He grew up 35 minutes from Heinz Field. 2nd and 8 now for Pittsburgh. Under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Roethlisberger steps up, avoids the rush, floats it on time. Heath Miller into Cleveland territory. 27 yards. Roethlisberger to Miller.
Well, Roethlisberger knows he's got double coverage on the outside. That means his tight end is going to be open down the middle. So that's the anticipation that you get from a quarterback who's been in the league for 12 years now. Still has the mobility to step up and fire a strike.
Roethlisberger has hit on 8 straight passes. Roethlisberger. Deep ball. Bryant can't catch this one. Looking for the flag against Gaines. And a penalty marker down.
They're going to get Gaines for hitting the right arm of Martavis Bryant.
And there's another flag back at the 42. A hit by Mingo on Roethlisberger.
So they'll refuse that one and take the long pass interference penalty against Gaines.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 51. That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense number 43. That penalty is accepted. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, Mingo hitting Roethlisberger right in the face mask there. That draws a penalty every time. But watch as Gaines grabs the right arm with both hands to prevent the touchdown. Ball goes right between the arms. 35-yard penalty on Gaines. And it did prevent the touchdown.
It sets the Steelers up inside the Cleveland 15. On first down. Roethlisberger. Underneath. Broken up. Williams, the intended receiver. Christian Kirksey there defensively for Cleveland. Now for Ben Roethlisberger.
He's got to be in some pain, Ian. Wearing that special shoe on his left foot that has extra padding. You know there's a lot of tape in there as well. In fact, the shoe is larger than the shoe on his right foot. That's why they don't match.
He was injured on a sack by Aldon Smith last week against Oakland. He went 24-44 for 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. His 40th career 300-yard game last week. Miller. Catch and run for Miller as he turns it upfield, brought down at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup. Dansby will get credit for the tackle for Cleveland.
Yeah, 6 different receivers now have been targeted by the Steelers. Miller working in the slot here. Just a quick read there. Like the design of that play as Bryant comes down and is blocking on the linebacker Dansby. That opens up the lane for Miller to pick up that 8-9-yard gain.
And Roethlisberger is already over 200 yards passing in the first half in a backup role. 3rd and 2 for Pittsburgh. Motion man is Hayward Bay. Roethlisberger steps up. And Roethlisberger is brought down on a dive. Christian Kirksey over there for Cleveland. And the field goal unit will come on.
2nd sack of the year for Kirksey. You can see that Roethlisberger doesn't have his normal mobility, obviously, with that bad left foot.
Steelers will have a bye next week, and then they go to Seattle in Week 12. And I think Pittsburgh was just trying to buy some time, buy the week.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, would have given Roethlisberger, 14 days to get over that foot injury.
26-yard field goal. Boswell's got it with a flag down. It's thrown after the kick went through.
Well, if this is against Cleveland, it's a first down for the Steelers, and that's the indication we're getting from the Steeler players.
The officials huddle up. Torbert has been a busy man in this first half. 4 penalties against the Steelers, 4 against Cleveland. It was 4th and 4 for Pittsburgh.
Personal foul. Defense number 95 with leverage. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Armonte Bryant.
Yeah, you can leap, but you can't land on either your teammate or your opponent. And from that angle, I don't know what Armonte Bryant is thinking. He's not going to block that kick unless it's shanked way off to the left side of the kicker. I mean, he's way over here. You can see he misses the ball by a good 2 feet. Anyway.
Special teams coach Chris Tabor just had some words with Bryant on the sideline, and it resuscitates this drive for Pittsburgh. 1st and goal for the Steelers. New life inside the 5. Roethlisberger throws a strike to Brown. Touchdown, Steelers.
Kind of working in tandem with his tight end, Heath Miller. Good pass protection gave Roethlisberger a lot of time as the Steelers are going to go for 2. But watch how Heath Miller is going to kind of clear the way for him, and the quickness of Brown to get inside. That is just his 4th touchdown reception of the year, and he has 76 catches already.
Nobody goes for 2 more than Mike Tomlin. They are 4 of 6 on 2-point attempts.
Yeah, to run that same play.
Motion man Bryant. 2-point try. Roethlisberger. It's caught by Brown. Steelers extend the lead.
Then looking for choice number 1. And then backing it up with the 2-pointer. Now 5 of 7 on the season. And the hard work by Brown to find the dead spot in the back of the end zone results in a touchdown for the Steelers.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's, teaming up with the NFL like never before. And by Best Buy. win the holidays.
Deep man for Cleveland is Marlon Moore. Justin Gilbert inactive for the Cleveland Browns. Also Dwayne Bowe inactive for the Browns as well. For his first catches of the season last week in that loss to Cincinnati. Through the back of the end zone, they'll have it at the 20. Antonio Brown coming off a record-setting performance in Steelers history. 284 yards, 17 catches last week. Didn't have a touchdown though. He's got one today.
Yeah, he had 10 catches in the first half last week against the Raiders. Dynamic player. And you can't, it seems like you can't even double team him at times. And that time he beat the best corner the Browns have right now in Tramon Williams for the two-pointer.
Johnny Manziel is 12 of 15, 146 yards, 6 straight completions for Manziel. But the Browns are down 14-3. Manziel over the middle to Hawkins. He fumbles the football. Recovered by Jarvis Jones. Mistake-filled first half for the Browns.
It's going to be Will Allen punching the ball out. Huge turnover for the Browns. And a great takeaway for the Steelers. Watch the right hand come down right on the ball. It comes out easily, and Jarvis Jones is going to scoop it up for his second fumble recovery of the season. Hawkins had something going here over the middle. But Allen not quitting on the play after he was beat initially with the takeaway.
Three-time Pro Bowler Will Allen, his first forced fumble of the season.
Hey, fall down! 56,
they did not turn it over against Cincinnati last Thursday night. They've got 2 in the first half here.
56, landing.
And Pittsburgh in business at the 36-yard line of Cleveland. We've got 3:20 to play, first half. Out of the gun, dump off to Williams. D'Angelo Williams picking his way to the 21. Good block by Foster out front for the Steelers for 15 yards.
Yeah, he really sets up Foster nicely, working on Kirksey. Gets in right behind him and then cuts back to the inside of Gibson. A veteran play by the 10-year veteran D'Angelo Williams. Let your guys up front work for you, and then let your talent take over.
The Carolina Panthers' all-time leading rusher, D'Angelo Williams, first 9 years of his career spent in Charlotte. Roethlisberger to the right side. Wheaton getting involved on a spin move.
Now, you think Charles Gaines may be a little gun-shy. All the go routes that he's had to defend. Watch how he bails out here on Wheaton. And Wheaton with a sharp cut there. The ball halfway to him before Gaines can respond.
Yeah, it's a first down for Pittsburgh. First and goal at the 10. Down to 2:19 and counting remaining in this second quarter. Steelers had some indecision on personnel. Break the huddle. Play clock is down to 3. Down to 2. It's Williams trying to drive inside and picks up 3 yards on the play. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 14-3, the Steelers over the Browns. Not the smoothest of handoffs, but no damage done as Williams holds on. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower, latest scores and highlights, and a preview of Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Second and goal for the Steelers, trying to add to their lead late stages second quarter. Williams in the backfield.
Black butter, we got to go. Just make it work. Shut up!
Running play. Williams trying to get to the outside, makes a cut. He coughs it up. Williams loses the football. And the Steelers have it. Miller jumping in.
Watch Gibson come up from his safety spot here. Again, the ball on the inside. And the ball's going to get popped out right there as Orchard hits him from the behind. But Heath Miller diving in there. Number 83 is going to dig this one out and save the Steelers from a huge turnover here. If Cleveland can hold the Steelers to just a field goal, it's a 2-score game.
Timeout called by the Browns with 1:45 left in this first half. D'Angelo Williams will come back in. It looked like for a moment they were going to go with Jordan Todman. What are you looking at here, Dan, if you're Pittsburgh and Todd Haley?
Well, obviously your first read has always been Antonio Brown here, but you also have the 6'4" Martavis Bryant to go to, and Heath Miller is such a huge target down here as well. But with the tandem right here at the top, you see Brown and Bryant lining up together.
Same game? Yeah.
For a possible pick or rub type of play.
3rd and goal. Quick hitter. Antonio Brown is denied. And now what do you do if you're Mike Tomlin? We know he's aggressive by nature.
Well, and this type of play is almost like a 2-point conversion for the Steelers, where they have excelled this season. So obviously, Steelers like their chances of going for it here on 4th down.
Cleveland has called another timeout. Browns have 1 remaining. We asked Mike Tomlin about the 2-point conversion mentality, and he said when it appeared that things were going to change with the point after moving it back, 2 years ago they started to work the 2-point conversion into their practice routine, and they believe that they can be successful better than 50% of the time. And it's helped them in the red zone, not just on 2-point tries, but these kinds of situations, because they've built a number of those plays into their repertoire.
And the play selection has been primarily a pass. Brown has converted 2 2-pointers, Miller 1, Wheaton 1, but D'Angelo Williams ran one in last week against the Raiders.
And it's actually helped their red zone defense as well, because those guys have to defend against it in practice.
The Browns are 4 of 5 letting their opponents convert on 4th down.
4th and goal, a jump, Roethlisberger throws, incomplete, trying to get it to Brown with a penalty marker down. Tramon Williams defending Brown.
Yeah, it's against the Browns too.
Offside. Defense number 56. Half the distance to the goal. Replay 4th down.
That's a veteran too, Carlos Dansby. You wouldn't expect him to be offsides here, but he clearly jumps right into the gap on top of Ramon Foster. You know, if Roethlisberger was healthier now and Pouncey was his center, I would think they'd sneak from about a foot away. But not from the shotgun, they won't.
4th and goal inside the 1. Motion man is Miller.
Y'all can slip it, y'all can slip it.
Trying to build on this lead. Roethlisberger up top, and it's too high for Bryant. The Steelers come up empty, and the Browns defense holds with 1:35 to play, first half.
Well, that just shows you the problem with having Roethlisberger hurt, because at 6'5", 240, 250 or whatever, it would be a lock for a quarterback sneak in that situation. But with a bad foot, they go back in the shotgun and try to hit Bryant with a fade route.
And the Browns take over at the half-yard line.
And they've got to quarterback sneak here to avoid a safety. And the Steelers crowding the middle of the defense.
And Manziel drives into that pile.
And the Steelers should use their timeouts right now.
We're down to 1:25 left.
You know, he didn't get all that far to be able to risk a handoff on the next play. Now the quarterback sneak would be smart again.
Steelers do use a timeout. On 2nd down, Cleveland just trying to create some space here. Isaiah Crowell, no room to work with.
Timmons did a great job of shooting the gap and hitting Crowell right about the goal line. Well, with the awareness of what he needed to avoid the safety, look at Timmons shoot the gap right there.
And Pittsburgh uses its 2nd timeout. Mike Tomlin has never lost to Cleveland at home. Browns have won just 1 game here at Heinz Field. Tim Couch was at quarterback. A 33-13 victory for Cleveland on the road in Pittsburgh. It's 3rd and long for the Browns. And this time Manziel will operate out of the gun. From the pistol. Manziel airing it out. Deep ball is over the head of the burner Travis Benjamin in a matchup with a veteran William Gay. And it's 4th down now with 1:15 to play.
Really good job by William Gay, stride for stride. You can see he is just going to mirror the pass route here of Benjamin. Ball thrown out of bounds by Manziel, perhaps wisely. Not much room to get this punt off, though, for Andy Lee.
Now this is Kenny Loggins territory.
Really?
It's the danger zone. Andy Lee backed up as far as he can go. Not much on it, but it does take a Cleveland roll and settles in at the 46. So the Steelers will have 1:05 to go after the 46-yard punt by Lee. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher, latest NFL scores and highlights, and a preview of Thursday Night Football only on the NFL Network. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Ben Roethlisberger in a backup role. 234 yards in the first half, and he is leading all quarterbacks in passing yards this week so far. Steelers went for it on 4th down. No doubt Mike Tomlin was looking to deliver the knockout punch. And flags come down.
Ramon Foster just backed up right out of his stance.
Offense number 73, 5-yard penalty.
And the other part of that, Ian, is if you don't make it, look where your opponent starts the drive. The quarterback has his feet in the end zone. So they're forced to run a quarterback sneak, get 1 yard on 1st down. And so the chances of getting the ball back, if you don't get that knockout blow, are going to be pretty good, especially when you have 3 timeouts, as the Steelers had.
Cleveland only had the football for 30 seconds, so the risk-reward was very high in both categories. And still with a chance to put points on the board here. 1st and 15. Deep drop. Roethlisberger. He's got Antonio Brown. Brought down at the 31 by Williams. 21-yard hookup. 9 catches, 84 yards for Brown.
Unstoppable.
On 1st down. Deep ball, separation, touchdown! Martavis Bryant! Roethlisberger drops it in the bucket. What a backup quarterback.
5th touchdown catch of the season for Martavis Bryant. And it's just a go route. We've seen this so many times today. Watch him burn here. He gets to the inside on Desir, and Ben is on target.
For a guy that was not supposed to play, 286 yards, 2 touchdowns for Roethlisberger. And the Steelers do get the touchdown. Flags come down as players are pushing and shoving after the extra point. Officials get in between them. 37 seconds remaining. 6 penalties in the first half on Cleveland, 5 on Pittsburgh.
Well, for Cleveland, if you don't have Whitner, you don't have Hayden, you got big troubles. Both guys out, going through the concussion protocol.
And the Steelers are taking advantage of the weakness.
The extra point is good. After the play, there were offsetting dead ball personal fouls on both teams. Those fouls offset. Kickoff from the 35.
Let's go back to the beautiful touchdown pass from Roethlisberger to this man right here. Watch the arc of this ball just perfectly down the field, as Bryant does not hesitate after a quick jab step to the outside, and then he burns by Desir halfway through the back of the end zone when the ball got there.
On the second series of the day for Pittsburgh, Landry Jones went out with a left ankle injury, and Ben Roethlisberger put on the helmet, and this is what he's done. 18 of 23, a season high in a first half of 286 yards and 2 touchdowns for Big Ben.
Now the lack of a pass rush and then poor coverage in the secondary, bad combination for Cleveland. Browns came in 23rd in the NFL in sacks with just 15. They brought down Ben one time, but haven't been near him as of late.
Kickoff from Boswell. Marlon Moore takes the knee. Browns have it at the 20 with 37 seconds to work with. Here was the injury on Landry Jones early.
And he gets stepped on by his own teammate, Marcus Gilbert, inadvertently stepping back on the ankle of Jones. Pretty good insurance policy, but just remarkable. After what we saw last week with the injury to Roethlisberger spraining his foot, lucky he didn't break a bone in the foot after that hit by Aldon Smith.
By his own admission, he thought it was broken.
Yeah, it felt bad. I mean, it's so painful. There's so many little bones in the foot. To avoid breaking any of them, remarkable.
Manziel. It's dropped. Crowell. He gets hit immediately on the play. Cameron Hayward.
Yeah, who's going to take the handoff? Is it Crowell or is it Hayward? Crowell does a great job at just hanging on as that big left arm and hand trying to strip it.
Yeah, Cleveland is going to let the time expire here in this first half and hit the locker room in a 21-3 hole at Heinz Field. The Steelers looking to move to 6-4 on the season. The Browns trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Cleveland has dropped 12 of its last 14 games going back to last season. The Browns will receive the second half kickoff. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 597 yards of offense last week. That's the most the Raiders have ever given up in a game. What do they do first half this week? 309 total yards in the first half for Pittsburgh. Let's send it over to Evan Washburn.
Well, Coach, Ben started as your backup today, but he's been extremely effective in relief. How's this offense been so successful?
You know, we're getting rid of the ball on rhythm in the passing game, and I think that's the key for us. As long as we get clarity in terms of the coverages we're looking at, he can get the ball out of his hands. We'll continue to have a chance to move it cleanly.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Evan, thanks very much. End of the first half, 21-3. The Steelers all over the Browns. Verizon halftime report is coming up. Pittsburgh rolling at home against Cleveland. We'll have the halftime report for you after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS. It's caught! Martavis Bryant loses the football! Oh! Manziel gets tossed down by the face mask. Roethlisberger throws a strike to Brown. Touchdown, Steelers. Getting ready for second half action in Pittsburgh. Steelers 21, the Browns 3. Now, who are you loving? Presented by McDonald's Game Time Gold. Roethlisberger to Bryant. Some big plays in that first half.
Well, there's just no pass rush and no pass defense. So you've got to be able to protect your defense. And that's what the Browns have to do in the second half. And they do that by making sure their offense runs the ball a little bit. They have minus yardage on the ground rushing so far in that first half.
After Cleveland, establishing the run has been a huge issue throughout the season. For Pittsburgh, big question coming into this game. A big theme was Ben Roethlisberger. Could the Steelers survive without him for a week? Well, we never even got to that answer because Landry Jones goes down with the ankle injury. Roethlisberger steps in. Cleveland just trying to keep up here Manziel has not looked bad by any stretch, but there's been no balance for the Browns.
Absolutely no balance, and the good thing is they get the ball to start the second half, but the running attack has got to be there for Cleveland, or it's going to be another huge second half for Pittsburgh, because right now Cleveland's defense has no clue how to stop Ben Roethlisberger.
Browns are 2-7. This is a team that was 6-3 after 9 games 1 year ago. Kickoff throw goes through the back of the end zone, and the Browns will have it at the 20-yard line. We send it over to Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, caught up with Mike Pettin, and his message to his team is we've been here before. There's some confidence they can cut into this lead. And Dan, you're exactly right. The coach said we have to run the ball better in this second half. He sort of called out his offensive line and saying they just need to be more physical for that run-to-game piece successful. Likes what they're doing in the passing game, and obviously they have to guard those verticals more successfully defensively, guys.
Evans second to last in the NFL in rushing this season, 82.3 yards per game. Bootleg, it's Manziel throwing, finds Benjamin, tries the curl, and he's brought down.
Pass complete to Benjamin.
New season high for Pittsburgh in first half yardage, 309 for the Steelers. They limit the Browns to 138. So first down for the Browns.
94!
At the 30-yard line, 4 catches for 81 yards for Travis Benjamin. Crowell in the backfield. Manziel to throw it again. Manziel trips over his man, Joe Thomas. Trying to get out of the pocket. It's a sack for the Pittsburgh D.
A great pass rush by Jarvis Jones. 95 working on Joe Thomas. He collapses Thomas. Oh, Thomas looked like he might have tripped over the leg of Cameron Irving there. But give Jarvis credit for a powerful pass rush and the sack.
And no James Harrison today, so more playing time for Jones. Harrison out with a knee injury. They have to make a big decision on Jones moving forward on whether or not they want to tender him. He's now in his 3rd year in the league. Hartline, the catch. Short of the 40-yard line, short of a first down, brought down by Mike Mitchell. 15 yards on the pass play.
Well, Manziel is looking right at number 94 here. Timmons on the blitz, sees him, knows his hot receiver is Hartline, and delivers a perfect pass. Good read by Manziel there on the blitz.
It's a 3rd and 2 for Cleveland. Pittsburgh has built this 21-3 lead, and well, who knows if Landry Jones is feeling up to it. Maybe Jones does get back in there to protect Ben Roethlisberger for the second half. 3rd and 2. And a first down throw to Barnidge. Manziel has made pretty good use of Barnidge today. That covers 6 yards. 4th catch of the day for the tight end for 48 yards.
Well, just like we talked about, they have to run the ball to start the second half. Manziel on fire to start the second half, throwing the ball.
What have you seen out of Johnny Manziel here today?
I've seen more decisiveness and a stronger arm than I thought he had. He could really whip it, especially on the run.
Duke Johnson Jr. is driven backwards by Will Allen.
But that blitz against the run now for the Steelers been very effective with Will Allen coming free and stopping the run before it even gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play.
Keith Butler. This team has responded well to Butler. He was a part of this coaching staff for so long, so the transition was not rocky by any stretch going from LeBeau to Butler for these players. Glenn Winston is in. Manziel is sacked again. This time, Stephon Tuitt gets to the QB.
That's 4.5 times now in the season for Tuitt. Number 91. You can see the blitz coming again. This time it was a corner, William Gay. But Manziel has no shot here as Tuitt came right up the middle on center Alex Mack. 4th Steelers sack of the afternoon.
And it sets up 3rd and 18 for Cleveland. Manziel getting the start for the injured Josh McCown out with a rib injury. Manziel Over the middle, it's Barnage. Short of a first down. 12-yard pickup, 4th down for the Browns.
Well, left side of the screen is Barnage, and another decisive throw by Manziel, but Steelers playing softly because of the long yardage the Browns needed to convert.
So the punter, Andy Lee, is back out there for Cleveland, 3-time Pro Bowler as a member of the 49ers. Deep man is Jacoby Jones. One area that the Steelers are looking for improvement is the return game. Jones coming over after being waived by the San Diego Chargers, replacing Dre Archer, who was released. Clean for Lee. End over end. Jones brings it in cleanly after the 42-yard punt. It is Ben Roethlisberger with the helmet on. He'll take the field in this 3rd quarter. A mid-left foot sprain for Ben Roethlisberger last week, serving as the backup quarterback today. Steps in for the injured Landry Jones and throws for 286 yards in the first half. First down throw. Off the hands of Antonio Brown, incomplete.
Huge first half for Ben Roethlisberger. He's going to find Martavis Bryant with who's averaging 36 yards a carry in the catch in the first half. His touchdown to Brown made it 12-3. The 2-pointer made it 14-3. And then to close out the first half, Bryant again in the back of the end zone.
Second down, it's a running play. Williams tries the spin move, gets driven backwards by Kirksey.
Williams, the ball carrier.
Well, it has been a frustrating first half. The only negative for the Steelers has been their rushing attack. 8 carries now for D'Angelo Williams for 1 yard. And they need to run the ball in the second half to keep the heat off of Roethlisberger, maybe even get Roethlisberger out of the game with an 18-point lead and clearly in control of the outcome of this game. But something that Mike Tomlin might want to be thinking about if Landry Jones can go at all.
Steelers lost Le'Veon Bell a couple of weeks ago for the season. Flag down. Roethlisberger will try one downfield. And another flag.
They're going to get Batamosi for pass interference after the Browns jumped off sides. Roethlisberger saw that, decided to just throw one down the field as far as he could. Now the question will be, was it a catchable ball when the pass interference occurred?
It's 3 flags.
There are 2 fouls in the play, both by the defense. Offside. Defense number 92. That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense number 24. That penalty is accepted. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
You talk about hidden yardage. How much yardage have the Steelers been able to get on pass interference today? Batamosi cutting off Brown deep down the field. Draws the flag. 39 yards on that penalty.
They have gone deep at the cornerback position because of the Joe Hayden injury. Justin Gilbert inactive today, healthy scratch. So we've seen K'Lon Williams, we've seen Batamose, we've seen Gaines, Desir, and of course Tremont Williams. Roethlisberger, deep ball. Brown again the intended target, incomplete. And a late flag is down.
Yeah, Tremont Williams is going to get flagged for this one. Or is it going to be Antonio Brown? The officials getting together.
7 penalties costing the Browns 101 yards. Steelers 5 penalties for 50 yards.
Again, the question goes back, was this catchable or not?
Pass interference. Defense number 22. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Well, for Jim O'Neill and company, this has been rough.
Yeah, this one's going to be for 38 yards, the penalty here. Boy, that's a rough call. A little bit of pushing and shoving right there, but both players making contact.
Dan, that's now 112 yards in pass interference penalties alone. Roethlisberger outside. Bryant veers out of bounds. A push at the end of the play. Teron Williams over there defensively. 5-yard pickup for Pittsburgh.
And really, you talk about the pass interference penalties, but twice the Browns have been offsides and then committed pass interference. So the offsides, Roethlisberger sees that, knows he's got a free play, so he lets it fly, and the Browns obliging him 30 to 40 yards down the field by interfering with the receivers.
Time!
Second and 5 for Pittsburgh, under 9 minutes to go in the third. From the gun, Roethlisberger, end zone, incomplete. Put it over the head of Heath Miller. Gibson was the only one to get a finger on it. And it's third down for the Steelers.
Good pressure that time by the Browns, not allowing Roethlisberger to have any extra time in the pocket, and he hurried this throw. But you can see the rush there by Bryant, and then right up the middle comes Robertson along with Shelton.
They are inside the Cleveland 10. Motion man is Brown. D'Angelo Williams in the backfield. Roethlisberger to throw it. And that ball is tipped. Incomplete. Poyer tried to get under it to the INT. And the field goal unit will come on for Pittsburgh.
Another good play by the front seven of the Browns, getting in on Roethlisberger. Been lucky this one wasn't picked off as Paul Kruger got his right hand on the ball.
So this will be a 25-yard attempt for Chris Boswell. He replaced Josh Scobie, who replaced Sean Sweezum. Torn ACL for Sweezum. He's out for the year. Boswell knocks it through, and the Steelers have a 24-3 lead. We have 8:33 to play. Third quarter in Pittsburgh.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box. Make any night a holiday. And by Acura, the leading automotive brand in safety performance.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh. The Steelers 24, the Browns 3. 6 plays, 80 yards. The majority of those yards, though, coming on the pass interference calls. Boswell kicks it off. And Marlon Moore is going to take it out for Cleveland. Boyd's one tackle. And brought down as he crosses the 20-yard line. Ross Cockrell in on the special team stop. 8:26 to play. Third quarter from Heinz Field. NFL Mobile, the official app of the NFL, brings you video highlights, breaking news, live scores, and more. Download today at NFL.com/mobile. Browns open up a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They trail by 21. Manziel gets rid of it. And he hits Hawkins along the sideline, gets some extra yards, walking the tightrope. Out of bounds, it's a first down.
Yeah, it was a rough start for Manziel on his first dropback attempt. He fumbles. Steelers take over in great position, turn that into a field goal. But since that point, it's been getting sacked and whacked for Manziel. 4 times he's gone down, but he now has completed 18 of 22 as they are totally going away from the running attack here in the second half.
On first down, bootleg for Manziel. Slings it ahead and connects out across the 40-yard line. He hits Hartline.
And it's amazing to me that the Steelers are falling for the play action here. But smart by John DeFilippo, offensive coordinator, to get Manziel to do what he does best, and that's throw on the run out of the pocket and hitting his receivers.
Hartline missed the Cincinnati game with a concussion. It's a first down now for Cleveland. First quarter, things were just about even total yards. Since that point, it's all Pittsburgh. 6 straight completions for Johnny Manziel. In the pocket, dump off Crowell. Two excellent showings last year in a split against Pittsburgh. 5-yard pickup on the pass. Crowell in the last meeting against Pittsburgh, 11 carries, 77 yards and a touchdown. First meeting, 5 carries, 32 yards, 2 touchdowns in his NFL debut.
And really just taking what the defense is giving you right now. Obviously, the Steelers are going to play loose now. They don't want to give up any long plays that might result in a touchdown. So it's important for Manziel to just keep moving the chains with some of these short passes and these bootlegs.
On a 2nd and 5 now for Cleveland. Shotgun, Manziel. Steps and fires. It's on time. Manziel hooks up with Hawkins. Let's send back to New York and check in with James Brown.
Peyton Manning just 3 yards away from surpassing Brett Favre as the all-time passing yards leader, arriving at the stadium in Denver as his team gets set to host Kansas City coming up next here on CBS. His name will, of course, be throughout the NFL record book, that being Peyton Manning. Back to Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts.
All right, JB, thanks very much. Peyton Manning, he's been doing it for 18 years at this level, and today will be a record setter.
Yeah, and after the neck injury and surgeries and everything, it's really unbelievable. What a great player.
Manziel. Tuck and run on a spin. Haven't seen a whole lot of this from Johnny Manziel. Ryan Shazier there defensively for Pittsburgh, 6 yards for Manziel.
Now they put the game in Manziel's hands, and now he can show how well his feet work too. Nice spin move there away from Shazier to pick up about 5 extra yards.
The line of scrimmage is now the 32 for Cleveland. It's a 2nd and 4. Just the second rush for Manziel. Manziel out of the pocket. Incomplete. Travis Benjamin in the vicinity. Pressure from Tuitt.
Yeah, Tuitt along with 2 other guys, just rushing 3, as Keith Butler, defensive coordinator, is more concerned about the big play that might result in a touchdown. So it's a 3-man rush. They still force Manziel out of the pocket. There's a good throwaway right there. Had nothing. Just get rid of it. Brings up a 3rd down with a lot of options on 3rd and 4. And at this point in the game with this score, they may have an extra down to work with on 4th down.
First incomplete pass of the 3rd quarter for Manziel. This is a 3rd and 4 for Cleveland. Rush is coming. Manziel, drop it off. Duke Johnson Jr. out across the 25. He's got a 1st down for Cleveland. 10 yards, catch and run.
And really a good job by John Greco, his right guard. Watch Greco, number 77, get out here and just chip on Lawrence Timmons there. That allows Johnson to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Talked to Duke Johnson about his rookie year. He said, hey, it's been a little bit of a blur. It's what I expected it to be on the physical side. The mental side has definitely been a step up in terms of knowledge, film study.
And he has proven he can be an every down back. There's no question about that.
Manziel on a slant to Benjamin. Inside the 15, that covers 8 yards. Antoine Blake there defensively. Blake has been dealing with ligament damage in his left hand.
He's had a couple of big games back to back. Again, giving the receivers room, because right now, with this type of lead, the clock is continuing to roll. So we're already under 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
2nd and 2 for Cleveland. Shift. Barnage will go to the other side. Working from the gun, Manziel. Pocket is clean. Manziel buying time. And he's dropped for a loss on the play. Hayward.
Now a 4-man pass rush this time for Pittsburgh. And we'll check out Barnage, covered well there by the rookie Dupree. And the other side of the field, you can see the zones here being played by the Steelers. There's nowhere to go. Just throw the ball away right here. Don't take the sack. Yardage is important this part of the field.
It's a 3rd and 5 for Cleveland. Manziel dealing with the crowd. Motion man Hawkins. Manziel slings it over the middle. It's caught by Hartline, but flag is down. On the far side of the field at the 11.
Maybe Steelers offsides, lining up in the neutral zone.
That'll be the 6th penalty of the day against Mike Tomlin's crew.
Offside. Defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Irrelevant because Hartline's catch got the necessary yardage. So Cleveland will take the catch. Another completion for Manziel. He is 24 of 29 for 267 yards. 4th reception for Hartline, covering 47 yards.
And aside from that fumble on his first pass attempt, he's thrown no interceptions today. And that is not meant to jinx him. That's a fact.
1st and 10 at the 12 for Cleveland. Manziel in some trouble. Manziel gets out of it. Manziel pump and run. Johnny Manziel, touchdown. What a highlight from Johnny Football. Are they going to mark him down?
I'm going to say forward progress stopped in the grasp. They're going to say he's down short of the end zone. What an effort by Manziel to pull away from the tackle. Somebody grabbing onto his jersey here. Does he extend the ball? Official saying he was down with his knees down short of the goal line.
Has reported as an eligible receiver. 74 is eligible.
That looked like the Cotton Bowl for a minute.
And many other great games of his A&M career.
They mark him down inside the 1.
You know, sometime in the future, we will have pylon cameras at every game. We could use one here. That looks like a touchdown to me.
It sure felt like a touchdown live. Red flag has been tossed from the Cleveland sideline.
Obviously, well worth the challenge here. Looked like Will Allen may have gotten in the way in this look right here. But
Cleveland has challenged the ruling on the previous play that the runner was short of the goal line. We'll review the play. Timeout.
So they'll take a look. Coach's challenge with 1:27 to play in the 3rd. Will Manziel get the touchdown?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Cialis and by Dish. The Dish 2-year price lock. Go to dish.com to learn more.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It'll be Cleveland's ball, 1st and goal at the half-yard line. Cleveland is charged with their first timeout. The clock will start on the snap.
So no touchdown for the Cleveland Browns. They did not have the evidence to overturn this.
Can't see the ball.
It's 1st and goal inside the 1. Twelfth play of the drive for Cleveland. Handed off. Crowell untouched. Touchdown Browns.
Flag. Right, it's holding against the Browns.
They can't get it right.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
And it's Cameron Irving called on the hold.
Well, Irving lining up as a tight end. Left side of the screen here, right side of the formation. He's going to grab Moats. Moats trying to set the edge here to keep Crowell from walking into the end zone, is pulled down by the rookie.
So a first and goal just short of the 10-yard line. Benjamin is in the backfield. And it's a direct snap to Crowell.
Another flag.
It's 9 penalties, 149 yards against Cleveland.
Moments ago, they thought they had a touchdown. Then they thought they were a half a yard away from the goal line. And now they're moving backwards.
By the offense. Number 81 was covered by the wideout. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first out.
So look at where Cleveland now has the football.
Yeah, and you know, you run the Wildcat. There's no threat of the pass there at all from Crowell. So leave Manziel in there. Let him roll out. So you have the run-pass threat.
First and goal short of the 15. And now to 1:09 to play in the third. Manziel is sacked. Back at the 25. Ryan Shazier.
Third sack of the year for Shazier, and he's going to come in here and overpower the rookie Duke Johnson Jr. Just pushes him straight back and dives at the legs of Manziel. And again, the retreat continues for Cleveland.
6 quarterback sacks on the day for the Steelers defensively.
Hard ram, hard ram, hard ram, hard ram. Look at
From the gun, Manziel. Underneath, trying to get back some of that yardage. They got Hawkins involved. 6.5-yard pickup, and that will do it for the third quarter. Pittsburgh 24, the Browns 3 after 3. Welcome back to Heinz Field after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Some of the numbers here. Johnny Manziel is 25 of 30, 273 yards. Ben Roethlisberger in a relief role, putting up huge numbers. Running game has been non-existent for both teams. Benjamin, 5 catches, 89 yards. Brown, 9 catches, 83 yards and a touchdown. Bryant has 150 yards receiving on 5 catches for Pittsburgh. This is now a third and goal. They were set up inside the 1. It's now at the 19. Start of the fourth quarter here in Pittsburgh, 24-3 Steelers. Manziel over the middle to Hawkins. And he's driven hard by Timmons. It's now 4th and goal. You're down by 21 points.
No question. And that play gave the Browns a bit of a lift here and put the ball at the 7-yard line now. And a lot more chances now for Manziel from this point on the field to get into the end zone.
'15th play of the drive. Fourth and goal for Cleveland. Manziel, deep drop, out of the pocket, flag down. Manziel running, throws it, intercepted. It is picked off by Mitchell. Hit from behind by Benjamin.
It's going to be holding against the Browns, so this interception might have been wiser not to catch it. The ball would have come out.
Holding.
To about the same
Offense
spot on the field.
number 72. That penalty is declined. Pittsburgh ball. First down. Timeout.
Cleveland thought they had a touchdown from Johnny Manziel. Replay showed that he didn't get there. Eventually, at the end of the drive, it culminates in a Manziel pick. Pittsburgh takeaways are starting to pile up again. 4 last week against Oakland, 3 today against Cleveland. Now the Steelers take over on a 1st and 10. They hand it to D'Angelo Williams. He takes a shot from Paul Kruger. We go downstairs to Evan Washburn with a special guest.
I'm here with Brett Kiesel, who's a huge guy here at Pittsburgh, still makes his home here. Here for an anniversary of a Super Bowl, I know that has to be pretty special.
It's been so great to get together with the guys again, celebrating, our Super Bowl run in 2005. What a fun time that was. The first 6 seed to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. It's happened a few times since, but yeah, the brothers are back, and man, we've been having a great time, running some old stories by one another. A lot of laughs, a lot of good times.
You've seen some pretty impressive stuff from Ben over the course of your career playing with him, but what he's done today, coming in with that foot injury, what's that say to you?
He's an Iron Man. He really is. We always said around here we've got a chance to go all the way because we've got Ben, and he's one of the most competitive guys I've ever been around. I'm telling you, he cannot lose to anything or he's going to whine and cry. So he's been awesome, but I can't play him in cornhole or darts without him, getting a fire in his eye and wanting to beat me.
Now we've got Dan Fouts up in the booth. A quick thought on his beard as you're a connoisseur of the beard.
Dan, come on. When we talked last year, you said you were going to let your beard grow. I'm a little upset that it's as small as it is, but I have faith in you, boy. I know you can do it. Join the growth gang.
Thanks so much, Brett.
Thanks for having me.
Brett, I talked to my wife about it, and she said, yeah, go ahead and grow it like Kiesel's. I will miss you.
You want to just deal with the bearded elephant in the room here?
Well, every Saturday, the first Saturday in the month of September is World Beard Day, and the reigning king of beards is that kid there. What's his name, Kiesel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
It's prodigious.
And Harry.
That too. Intercepted by Jordan Poyer. So the Steelers turn it over, and Cleveland takes over at the 11. Jim Dre, the motion man, handoff, Crowell. With a head of steam, he's driven down after the 5-yard pickup. Another look at the pick by Poyer.
Yeah, Poyer's first career interception just off the fingertips of Heath Miller. That made the ball change direction. That's a heck of an athletic move by Poyer, reaching back to secure that catch. But on the pass play before that, Tramon Williams almost picked off Roethlisberger, and if he had, he might have walked into the end zone. So important now for Manziel and company to take advantage of this gift.
2nd and 5 for the Browns. Timing route. He's got Barnage. Touchdown. Manziel to Barnage in the corner of the end zone.
Just a beautiful pass by Manziel. Barnage on the outside working against Will Allen. Look at where this ball is placed, on a line to the back of the end zone. And Barnage, with that huge catch radius, reaches out to make the catch. Barnage now has 7 touchdown receptions on the year, 6 of them coming in the red zone.
Gary Barnage, his season this year has been better than his previous 7 seasons combined statistically. Extra point from Coons. And Coons missed it. Travis Coons has not missed a field goal, but that's the 2nd point after that he has missed on. Barnage, the over-the-shoulder grab. Johnny Manziel's got his first touchdown of the day. Cleveland, though, still down. Gary Barnage, 7 touchdowns, as you mentioned, Dan. Look at the most receiving touchdowns by a tight end in Browns history. Ozzie Newsome's got the record back in 1979 with 9. And Barnage matches Jordan Cameron with his 7th.
He's such an inviting target in the red zone, 6'6", and the ability to reach out and catch the ball away from his body.
Jones loses the football, just sitting there. And it is a touchback.
It hit the pylon and stayed in bounds. says 3 times today that he has mishandled either a kickoff or a punt.
He watched it hit the pylon and knew at that point it was coming out to the 20-yard line, but it's been a frustrating day for the veteran.
Well, he struggled in San Diego. That's why they released him, and he hasn't done much better here in Pittsburgh.
So now 12:28 to play. Pittsburgh has a 24-9 lead. Coons missed extra point after the Barnage touchdown. Can they run the ball effectively, use some clock, and give Roethlisberger a rest? That's a 4-yard pickup for Williams. Kirksey down low to make the tackle.
Now Williams has more attempts than yardage so far in this ball game. 10 carries for just 9 yards. And he's the only rusher so far today for Pittsburgh.
We saw Jordan Todman come out, but they then reinserted Williams before Todman could see any action. 2nd and 6. Roethlisberger, plenty of time. And he hits his man, Heath Miller. Carlos Dansby wraps him up. It's a 3.5-yard gain. Sets up 3rd and manageable here for Pittsburgh.
Well, on the year, Todman only has 2 carries, so Mike Tomlin decided to go with his veterans, both Roethlisberger and D'Angelo Williams.
It's 3rd and a long 2 here for the Steelers. Roethlisberger will go under center.
Almost got Orchard, didn't he?
Steelers are 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. It is quiet here for Roethlisberger to mark out those signals. Williams up the middle. Falls forward across the 30. It's a 1st down. 3-yard pickup. Meter in on the stop. Move the chains for the Steelers.
Well, he's such a smart ball carrier. A lot of ball carriers, after they got that first contact, would look to bounce to the outside. What Williams does after the first bit of contact, he just lowers his head, gets lower than the defense, and drives for the 1st down.
And every 1st down the Steelers get can take up to 2 minutes off the clock.
Push.
Working from the gun, hand it off. D'Angelo Williams, slippery. Fantastic vision. That turns into a 9-yard gain. He's brought down at the 40.
Well, let's take a look at that vision. Starts off over here and then comes back over the middle. But always thinking about gaining yards down the field, not going laterally, but north and south.
Second and 1 for the Steelers. 10 minutes to play in the 4th. Roethlisberger pump. Roethlisberger a deep ball. Incomplete. Martavis Bryant, the intended target. Tramon Williams back there. And Williams, one of the new faces with the Cleveland Browns this season. Won a Super Bowl ring with Green Bay. We asked him about changing the culture. He said it doesn't happen overnight. He got to Cleveland when he signed. The Cavaliers were going through their run to the NBA Finals, and he's a LeBron guy. He was with LeBron when he was in Cleveland. He was with LeBron when he was in Miami, then back to Cleveland. But he could tell how passionate the Cleveland fans are and how desperate they are for this football team to turn the corner and get behind the Browns.
And even though LeBron and the Cavs are great, it's still a football town.
Sure is. 4-yard pickup. 1st down, Pittsburgh. And a new set of downs for the Steelers to work with. Down to 9:38 to go in the 4th quarter. Line of scrimmage is now the 44.
44, right?
Steelers came in +4 turnover differential, tied for 7th in the league. They've turned the Browns over 3 times. Antonio Brown! He is a one-man wrecking crew! Touchdown Steelers! And the somersault to boot.
He nails it all, even the dismount and the landing. Just a little slant route. Batamosi lets him get off inside. They call that free access to the secondary, and it's very costly for Cleveland one more time. No underneath coverage. Batamosi way off, and the race to the end zone's no contest.
Wow.
unbelievable. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No.
Running full speed, taking off at the goal line, and absolutely nailing it.
And it's no good on the extra point. Antonio Brown is phenomenal. He can do it all. Big smile for Big Ben and 3 touchdowns on the day.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Jared the Galleria of Jewelry, the gift you'll treasure forever. Amazon Fire TV, change the way you TV. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Pittsburgh Steelers with a 30-9 lead over the Cleveland Browns with 9:07 to play. Antonio Brown just added another incredible highlight to his career reel. Kickoff, Marlon Moore. And he has stood up short of the 20-yard line. Once again, it's Pittsburgh on special teams. Chicolo. Antonio Brown. Nothing surprises you. Cleveland tight end Gary Barnidge is known for his giving spirit. At every home game, Barnidge hosts 10 children from Ohio Guidestone, an organization that helps foster children, and he gives his cleats to one of the kids after the game. Barnidge also gives the child a new pair of shoes in his or her size. We've had a chance to meet with Barnidge. He is a terrific guy looking to do good, not just here in the U.S., but abroad as well. Travis Benjamin with the catch. It's a 1.5 yards on the pass play. Most receptions in a 2-game span since 1960. Antonio Brown, 27 catches. Clark Gaines, the running back of the Jets in 1980, had a combo of 29 in 2 straight. Brandon Marshall had 28 over a 2-game span twice. 2nd and 8, Manziel pumps, and he throws to Hartline. Stiff arm from Hartline, and he's shoved out of bounds.
Hartline with the reception.
That's 22 yards, Manziel to Hartline. Manziel took another shot.
Now he's been on target most of the day, 29 of 35 now, and that should be called a penalty right there, hitting the quarterback low.
316 yards for Johnny Manziel, a touchdown and a pick. We come up on 8 minutes to go. Manziel up high for Taylor Gabriel.
The Steelers ought to be concerned about their pass defense as they move to the second half of the season. They gave up a lot of yards last week to the Raiders, coming in today giving up 273 yards per game through the air. And Manziel, even though he's been sacked 5 or 6 times, been on target most of the afternoon.
Dan Andrew Hawkins is out with a concussion for Cleveland. Manziel downfield. It's Benjamin breaking free down the sideline and lost his shoe in the process. Nearly goes all the way.
Stepped out at the 15, it appears. Will Allen coming over. And there he's out at about the 15 and a half. The shoe comes off at about the 10.
Well, Benjamin has to go to the Cleveland sideline to get that shoe taken care of. It's first down at the 15 now for Cleveland. Manziel, 357 yards through the air. Manziel slings it, popped upstairs. That fortunate that it wasn't picked off. Gabriel, the intended receiver, Gay there defensively, and Cockrell had a chance off the deflection.
Now this is a forced pass by Manziel. Good coverage. I mean, you can't get any closer than Gay is on Gabriel.
Second and 10 here for Cleveland. Manziel, end zone. Over the head of Barnidge, incomplete. Lawrence Timmons tight coverage on the tight end.
Yeah, this is just poor mechanics by Manziel. He's fading away, throwing off his back foot on this pass, and never really gave the 6'6" Barnage much of a chance. He's kind of fading away from that pass. Ball sails on him.
Third down for the Browns, and even 7 minutes to play in Pittsburgh. Glenn Winston is in, the second-year running back from Northwood. Play clock winding down.
And out.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That's 11 penalties for 159 yards. So back it up to the 20 for Cleveland.
That's really one of the tough things about having to change the play, getting the play late in from the sideline and then trying to get everything done, especially with all the crowd noise and a relatively inexperienced quarterback. Still having trouble getting guys lined up.
They've had the most delay of games this season in the league. 3rd and 15. Manziel out of the pocket, off his back foot. Holding on is Hartline. But short of a first down.
Heck of an effort by both Manziel and Hartline. Hartline caught this ball twice, really. Manziel whipping the ball down the field, and the Browns will go right to the line of scrimmage here on 4th down.
It's 4th down and 5.
Fourth down for Cleveland. They trail 30-9. Manziel underneath. Gabriel takes a shot. Medical staff is coming out. Needed to get to the 5 for the first down.
Oh boy, look at that right leg. Bent way underneath him. The shot by Allen, good and clean. Did not lead with his helmet to the helmet of the receiver.
Now the question is where they're going to spot the football. Gabriel is up on his feet. He's being accompanied off by the medical staff.
Boy, some flexibility. He's not even limping. It looked like it could have been an ankle injury or a knee injury. And he looks perfectly well as far as his right leg is concerned. They're going to give him the first down. Or are they? There's the red flag from Mike Tomlin.
So the challenge is they did not get the line to gain.
Pittsburgh is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner made the line to gain and got a first down. We'll review the play. Timeout.
So they'll take a look at where Taylor Gabriel was ruled down. We'll come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. The legendary sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Subway, eat fresh. And by USAA. Join us at salutetoservice.com.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It's Cleveland's ball, 1st and goal, inside the 5-yard line. Pittsburgh will be charged with their first timeout. The clock will start on the snap.
So they give Gabriel the forward progress, and it is enough for a first down for Cleveland. They were checking on Taylor Gabriel, I'm sure. The concussion concern after that jarring hit from Will Allen. 1st and goal from the 5. Manziel. A juggle and out of bounds, Brian Hartline. Antoine Blake drawing the assignment in the end zone.
This was a real good throw by Manziel, but Hartline can't get his left hand up to join his right hand, or he would have caught that ball in the end zone for a score. the timing a little bit off there between the quarterback and the wide receiver.
Second and goal for Cleveland. Manziel taking a look, throws. It's dropped by Benjamin. Travis Benjamin had a clear touchdown for the Browns.
Well, Manziel looking for Barnidge to begin with, comes all the way back to Benjamin at the goal line. That's a 6-point drop right there. Timmons was in the area, but the ball beats him to the goal line. Just a flat drop by Benjamin.
Third and goal, 5:52 remaining. Manziel, timing route, and nobody there. Benjamin with two defenders in the area. Cockrell getting physical with Benjamin at the line.
Well, Cockrell got a pick out of the end zone last week against Derek Carr. That helped the Steelers to that win. That time he had perfect coverage. He's forcing the receiver almost out of bounds. Another fourth down for the Browns.
Fourth and goal at the 5. Manziel steps up. Manziel throws. Incomplete. Trying to hit Barnidge. Mike Mitchell there. And the Browns come up empty.
Barnidge incomplete.
Well, throwing on the run as Manziel does so well, puts the ball where only Barnidge can catch it. But again, the inability to make a catch in the end zone. First it was Hartline, and that time the usually reliable Barnidge.
So Pittsburgh takes over at the 5. And Ben Roethlisberger for the final 5:42. 30-9 Steelers.
4 down, 56, Lenny.
Give it to Williams. Slicing Williams just short of the 15. Tonight, Scott Pelley reports from Paris on the terrorist attacks, plus how the NFL is changing the game to better protect the players on 60 Minutes tonight. Cleveland has 2 timeouts remaining. Pittsburgh using as much clock as possible.
And Cleveland ought to be calling timeouts. What are you saving for?
Hey, double.
21 down.
Williams remains in there on a 2nd and 1. He'll get it again. Williams has the first down.
Well, he's running against a demoralized defense right now.
11-yard gain. Williams gets a chance to pad his numbers here. 15 carries, 45 yards for D'Angelo Williams. And clock is ticking. 4:38 and counting remaining in the 4th. Bye week coming up for Pittsburgh. Also a bye for Cleveland.
Hey, 56.
And then the Steelers will be in Seattle week 12. The Browns will be home for Baltimore. Williams crushed by Danny Shelton. NFL Today update. We head to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
Big red zone mistake.
Yeah, here you go. Mark Sanchez, who's subbing for an injured Sam Bradford, throws his interception. They were down by 1 point. Less than 4 minutes to go. Rashad Jones from Miami takes the interception. Again, 3:58 to go. Philadelphia down by 1.
Back to Iron Eagle.
JB, thanks. And Coach, a lot of your guys are here. A 10-year anniversary of the Super Bowl team. Halftime, terrific ceremony at Heinz Field. They put up a video of Coach Cowher, and the fans went crazy. Roethlisberger. Great adjustment by Bryant. Working against the rookie Gaines. 28 yards Roethlisberger 379 on the day.
And it was great recognition of the back shoulder throw by Roethlisberger. Gaines in perfect position to defend the bomb. But it's so tough to defend this back shoulder throw. Good recognition by Bryant.
And Dan, the most passing yards ever in a game for a quarterback that did not start.
He's a pretty good backup quarterback. I think they ought to think about starting him sometime.
So that's what you would do. Yeah. Just want to hear you go on record. D'Angelo Williams, the stop and go, stutter step across the 40-yard line. Foster and Gilbert, key blocks up front. That's good for 12 yards. And the clock is rolling. 2:40 left. Jordan Todman will come in to replace Williams. This was the day that Landry Jones was supposed to run the offense and get his shot.
Yeah, just bad luck. He was stepped on by his own right tackle, Marcus Gilbert, sprained his ankle. And some guy named, what's that, Roethlisberger came in and did okay.
Spell it.
It might take me a while.
Give it up to Todman.
B-E-N.
Yes. That's the way to go.
That's shorthand.
So Jordan Todman elevated to the number 2 running back with Le'Veon Bell done for the year. Williams now the starter. And we've hit the 2-minute warning in the 4th. It's all Steelers, 30-9 over Cleveland. Your weekend starts Thursday night. AFC South action between the Titans and the Jaguars. Thursday night football only on NFL Network. Marcus Mariota, AFC Offensive Player of the Week, actually beat out Antonio Brown for the honors. Blake Bortles starting to come into his own in his second year in the league. We'll see it Thursday night, NFL Network. Jordan Todman drives to the 31-yard line. We're down to 1:50 left. So the Pittsburgh Steelers will improve to 6-4. And that gives Mike Tomlin's team a leg up for now in the AFC wildcard chase, with Buffalo and the Jets both at 5-4. Raiders enter the week at 4-4. 3rd and 2 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger to throw. End zone. Incomplete. Antonio Brown, and a flag is thrown.
Yeah, they have to call that one. Official on this closest to the play didn't think it was pass interference, but it clearly was. That's 12 penalties today against the Browns.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be spotted at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's pass interference. He kept Brown from getting to that end zone pass. So they'll mark it at the 1-yard line.
Steelers can just take a knee here. I don't know if they're looking for more points with 1:16 to play.
12 penalties for 188 against the Browns. And here's the kneel down. And a classy move by Mike Tomlin.
And they send Lawrence Timmons in that tailback role that we're also accustomed to. 1:16 left.
Yeah, he's there to make a tackle if in case there is a fumble.
There you go. Week 10 continues later today on CBS. For some of you on Fox, then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Browns have 1 timeout remaining. Steelers have it at the 1.
Here's our just-in-case guy.
Tight formation. Roethlisberger takes a knee. Final 1:07 left on the clock at Heinz Field.
And there's nothing like going into a bye with a win over a rival. And nothing worse than a loss in a 2-hour bus ride back to Ohio for the Browns.
One more snap, and that'll do it. 12 straight wins at home for the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cleveland Browns. Steelers win this one 30-9. On a day where Ben Roethlisberger was supposed to be the backup, he comes in and throws for 379 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Steelers improve to 6-4. They get their first divisional win of the year. And the Browns drop to 2-8. They have dropped 13 of their last 15 games. Johnny Manziel, 372 yards, a touchdown and a pick, getting the start today for Cleveland. Final score 30-6. The Steelers over the Browns. For Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, I'm Ian Eagle. So long from Pittsburgh. Stay tuned. Game 2 of our doubleheader.